The information presented on this podcast represents the personal views and opinions of the hosts. The Neapolitan Trifecta podcast is not and should not be viewed as a news source. The ladies will often discuss current events regarding women in the entertainment industry. Links to sources of information will be posted for reference.
You ready, ladies? We're on. Welcome to another episode of the Neapolitan Trifecta podcast. I am Lana Reed. I'm a director and the owner of Garnet Films.
I am Nancy Pushkar. I'm the owner of Crazy Cat Lady Productions. We just shot, and it's in the editing process right now. Coffee and Cheese Crowns, which is a short we're all excited about. Lana she didn't edit, but she's kind of editing. However, she directed it, and I was in it along with Cherie Riley. I also am an actor, and I am writing some shorts and a feature, so I'm excited about all that stuff.
And your Crazy Cat Lady Productions.
You know what? I just love Paw Power, because you know what?
I love Paw
animals.
Power. It's all about that Paw Power.
And cheese.
This way.
There you go.
Okay, we're minus a mic stand today, so we had a little technical realignment of things. So, and I just showed the realignment. Anyhow, so Paw Power, love animals. We're going to take care of them all the time. Anyway, we are throwing it over now to
I'm Alexandra Schumard, or Alex to people that want to call me that. That's cool too. I'm an actor based out of the Cincinnati-Dayton area and recently rescued a duck.
Wow. The duck rescuer.
If you could just call me the Quackinator. That's me.
Alexandra Schumard, animal rescuer, duck lover.
I did. The duck was in the middle of the road and it got hit. And I put it in my bathtub like any normal person would do. And I took it to a facility and they released it. And it was doing very good.
What was the name of that facility? Let's give them a shout out.
Oh, yeah, shout out. Give me a second here. Bruckner's Wildlife Rehabilitation. It's in Troy, Ohio.
Nice.
They are amazing. They're open like 7 days a week, like 9 to 4. And they accept like wildlife animals, not like crazy exotic animals, but
so
animals that you'll
indicative
find.
to the
no
area
lions,
type of
tigers,
Because I was finding it really difficult actually to find.
We're trying to be so serious, and it's not happening.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That took, like normal wildlife animals.
Right.
So yeah, shout out to Bruckner's because they saved my duck and she did really well and they released her.
Okay.
So I'm really
the life
happy
of a
about it.
duck.
Okay, awesome. Well,
In a duck world.
okay.
The duck's
So we have to leave the animal planet for a minute, and we're going to move over to this incredible guest that we have this afternoon. Her name is Samantha Russell, and let me tell you something. I've seen her work, and she's phenomenal. I've not seen any work you've done on film. I've seen her in theatrical productions. She's fantastic. I've been in acting classes with Sam, and it never ceases to amaze me what she is going to come up with and what she's going to do with a character, with emotion. I can't sing this woman's praises enough. She's phenomenal. So I'm going to just throw a couple questions out to you, Sam. But before we do that, I just want you to be able to say hello.
Hi.
Yeah, Nancy.
Hello, Sam.
Could you shut up? I know. I can't help it. I just think Sam is amazing. So I want to just put that out there. And she's good energy. And anyway, but the thing about Sam that's really fantastic is she has found this great balance of working in theater, live performance, and working in film as well. So I would love for you to give us some insight and how did you get into acting and performing, and what are your thoughts about what are the differences or similarities or things that you value more in theater or film or whatever. So give us some insight into.
First, thank you, ladies, for having me
Absolutely, it's our pleasure.
so much. And okay, so how did I get into acting in general? I would say elementary school. The first play I ever did was the Mickey Mouse Club.
Really?
M-O-U-S-E.
Mickey Mouse.
And I didn't have
Donald Duck.
Yes, that was my line. Like that was the only thing I went. I went Donald Duck, and my mom's in the crowd going.
Your mom's going. That's my girl. That's my girl. She's amazing. She's the best Donald Duck singer in the world.
That's so awesome,
That
though.
is so cool. And I have met your mom, and she's super proud of you.
Yes.
Go ahead.
She's my biggest critic as well.
And that's
good.
Honestly,
That is a good
That's
thing.
a great
You
thing.
need that person. You need
Yes.
that kind of person in your life because that's what's going to
Well,
move
and you need
forward.
someone that's been there since the beginning that can be like, look, that really wasn't your best. I've seen way
Right.
better
And
from
they
you.
see your
I've heard her say
transformation.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to Sam. We're gonna hey, get used to it. We'll interrupt you because we are like we're sharing the thunder. That's what this program is all about. Go ahead.
I love thunderstorms. But
See, that's over here. Go ahead.
so, I mean, I got into theater then. That was the first production I ever did, which, you know, all kids get into elementary theater. But I got in 8th grade, I auditioned for a play. It was Midnight Summer's Dream.
Midsummer's Night Dream.
Midsummer's Night Dream.
Shakespeare.
And
8th grade.
yeah, I auditioned for the part and I did not get it. And I cried for days. Like, I cried relentlessly.
Oh.
And my mom was like, you know, maybe acting just isn't for you. And I was like, maybe she's right. So then I started dancing, and that became like this huge passion of mine. So I did a lot of hip hop, jazz, ballet, tap, and I did that all the way through high school into college.
I commend you because I can't dance at all.
Everybody has
I can.
that one move.
Yeah, Lana's got some sweet moves. I'm telling you, there it is.
Yeah, that's
there
the
it
move.
is.
I say everybody can dance. If you can walk, you can dance.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
right?
not,
yes,
that's not
the
true at
two-step.
all. That is
Slightly
inaccurate.
mistaken.
Now you're sorry you wore a turtleneck. It's getting a little warm.
Spicy. But yeah, so I did that into college, and then I auditioned for UC, University of Cincinnati's dance team, and I just went through the whole audition process but did not go and do the final tryout, like after they taught the whole dance, because I was like, this is too hard. And my dad was there, and he was like, you know, this is the move they want you to do. Like, he's doing pirouettes, sachets
And they
across
picked
the
him,
gym.
and not you.
No, they were like, why don't you just come in here and audition? And I just couldn't. So I said, I'm just going to focus on my studies, and I did. I graduated with 3 degrees, one in business and marketing, one in sociology. Thank you. And then one in business administration. And I just said...
And can I just say something? I'm going to tell you something. As somebody who doesn't understand business at all, what the best thing, the numbers, or I don't even have a favorite numbers. But anyway, no,
gonna
it
be
is good. As
balancing
an
the books
actor,
for us
you are
anytime
promoting
soon.
yourself and you are working your own business. You are your own
Oh, yeah,
business. And to
definitely.
have an
Having that
understanding of
background.
how to market
Right.
yourself and how to run your own business is critical. Super.
definitely.
It's fantastic that you understand that. Go ahead. And you're creative.
But yes.
Go ahead.
And yes.
I just love her, so I will keep promoting everything about her. Go ahead.
So I graduated with those degrees, and then I went into the work field, the marketing workforce, and it was really tough. It was very competitive. I did not like it at all. People were very crude where I was, and I decided that, you know what, I want to take up acting again, and I did. And the first acting class I went to, Nancy was there, and it was with Bob Elkins, and I just never looked back after that. I just put my best foot forward and just started acting my
What
butt
you gotta
off.
do, yeah.
And Sam is one of those people that when she is in a class with you, you want to work with her. Oh, it makes the hair stand up on my arms. Because she's so fantastic and she gives and she pushes you. So you are working with
Having
somebody
a
who's
scene partner like that is so important
Absolutely,
too.
it's huge.
fantastic.
It makes
My
you
first
better.
scene was with you. I remember it like it was yesterday. I had
my
a green
God.
shirt on, and it said
God!
Paris, Tokyo. You had a black V-neck on too with these bell bottoms. I was like, she was so cool.
I was cool. And then that was like a couple years ago. Now I suck. But anyway.
No,
No.
you were
But
great.
that's so funny. Go
And
ahead.
we did,
now
it
I
was like
Anyway, no, go ahead.
my first improv scene was with Nancy, so this is actually really spectacular. And she just rolled with me when I was stumbling. You just kept going, no, you know what? This is how this. You're my sister, and you're just gonna give up. I remember
I
that.
totally remember that now. And I was like, man, I'm not letting her. She's not dropping. And in my head, I'm like saying all this stuff, and I'm going, man, she's gonna pick it. She's gonna get. Like I was inside going, oh, she's gonna do it. She's gonna do it. And outside, I'm like, you're gonna. It's like I was like, call me Sybil.
Well,
I'm serious. 16 personalities happened in one head.
It was great.
But you know what? It was great. And
It
look
was.
at and you know what? And do we not love Bob Elkins?
We do. We
love
love
him.
so much.
Shout out to Bob Elkins.
Bob Elkins,
Bob Elkins.
who will be here later,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now this is the phenomenon of Sam Russell. Samantha Russell is, she has done film. She's doing theater. And I wanted you to talk a little bit about that, but I also want you to talk about the internship that you just received with the Ensemble Theater in Cincinnati, which is a pretty impressive,
I love that place.
pretty impressive achievement. So can you tell us a little bit about what's happening with that, what the expectations are of the internship, what you'll be doing? Yeah.
So actually, I auditioned for that a couple months. A couple months ago, and the audition process was pretty. It was relaxed, but it was still tough
Competitive,
because
right.
I didn't understand this know this at the time, but there was 110 people that were auditioning.
Wow.
That's a lot.
And they only picked 7. So I'm like, oh, you know, I don't have any theater background as far as schooling goes and education and drama or anything like that. So I was a little weary, like, okay, they're probably not going to pick me. But they had me come in and do 2 monologues and then a song. And we just talked about what we expected from the program, what do you want out of the program. And I gave it my all, and I actually auditioned for Shannon Ray Lutz at Ensemble Theater. And she took to me pretty well, and I got the call less than a week that I got the apprenticeship. So
Yep. So
Very
what
cool.
was your
Very
first
cool.
thought when you got the phone call?
I was like, no.
You're punking
And
me,
she
right?
said, yeah. She said, it was an email actually, and she was like, yeah, we'd love to have you if you want to accept. I was like, of course I do.
Right.
And it was great. The first show I ever saw at Ensemble Theater was Detroit 67, and that's with Burgess Bird. Shout out to her. She's really been a huge mentor to me, along with Bryant Brentley, and I was just floored and blown away at their performance, and I felt like they were speaking to me like, you should be here.
Man.
And that's when I went and I met Brian. We did a film together, All or Nothing. It was a slavery film, actually a true story based on the 28 slaves.
When is that
escaped.
coming out?
October.
Yeah.
Okay, 'cause-
One of our past guests, Layla Hameen, is in
Yes.
it.
And I met her there too as well. And
Shout out to Layla.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Layla.
love Layla.
And I got to work with him, and he took me under his wing as well, and I just went and applied for the apprenticeship because I knew they came from there, and I was just amazed that I got it. So
Everything happens for a reason.
It's
it's
right.
like a domino effect. It's weird. That's how it's been like with everything I've done in acting.
It's like a ripple effect.
Yeah.
Because like this life touches and this life touches and then that wave goes out and it touches other people and it all gets connected and it's so fantastic.
Definitely.
And I love the fact that you referred to each of them as mentors for you because there's a lot of power in having someone that mentors you. And sometimes they don't even realize that that's what their role is,
Right.
you know, and you just are so appreciative of what they're giving to you.
And
That's
they give
wonderful.
a lot. Like just seeing their performances is enough sometimes because they're so powerful. All those performers at Ensemble and all performers everywhere, like everybody brings something different that you can take away. You may not ever do it the same way they do, but you can change it and put your flip on it and make it spectacular as well. So it's just a learning pool of everyone together. So
That's fantastic. So let me ask you a question regarding film and theater. This is something that Kevin Spacey, I'm taking the Kevin Spacey master's class online. It's fantastic, by the way. I encourage people to do that.
Shout out to Kevin Spacey.
And Dustin Hoffman and James Patterson, the writer,
Yeah.
who helped me write screenplays, oddly enough. Anyhow, so back to Sam. Kevin Spacey said that with House of Cards, he is doing so well with that character and he loves it so much more because he went back to theater and got a better understanding of characters and working as an actor through doing theater as opposed to film and television or creating a series, because in acting and theater you start at the beginning and then you arc up and then you have this middle and then you have this end. And then with film or a series or television or whatever, it's all across. You're shooting here, you're shooting there. You don't have that arc. You have to find it and piece it in there.
Right.
What do you think? I mean, how is it for you doing theater and film opposed to you? What are the differences for you? What are similarities? What are things you love about each? And
I love both. They both bring different aspects, like you said, to an actor. But the passion and the drive in live theater, there's nothing better than at the end to get a huge applause from an audience. Like you've built this relationship for 2 hours, an hour and a half, or what have you. And
I
their
love how you
response-
said you build this relationship with the audience.
Right.
Okay, go
But
ahead.
it's so true, especially somewhere like the Ensemble Theater
Yeah.
where like
You're right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially intimate theaters in general. Like, it's just so personal and, like, people can see your face this close. I mean, yeah, you can see it on TV like that, but it's nothing better
But
than...
you're not there.
Yeah,
Not
in their
live,
face, and they
yeah.
can get that, like, I'm hurting with you.
Yeah.
I did Coretta Scott King in the Fight for Freedom for Children's Theater. Shout out to Children's Theater.
Oh my god, I love them because they do stuff at Children's Hospital. Anyway, go
Yes,
ahead.
and we actually did Coretta Scott King at Children's Hospital.
Did you really? Oh
Yes.
my god, I love that. Go ahead.
And I played Coretta, and this little girl, she comes to me. they all knew at the Children's Hospital, they all knew Martin Luther King's speech, like back to back, all the words. And she comes to me and she goes, I wanted to cry so much. Like, it was so good. And I just wanted to meet you. Is it okay if I, like, come and see the props? And we're like, yeah. Like, it was great. It was great. And that's what
so
you
sweet.
want.
Do you realize that, hair on my arms, standing up. Do you realize what an inspiration you are to people and to that child, to that little girl? And just the fact that she comes up to you and wants to see the props and she wants to see these things that are part of that performance is a true inspiration. You don't know what you have done for that child or a person that's in the audience.
And the way you connected with someone that you didn't realize you were connecting with.
Right.
Yeah.
There's something that people need to be reminded of the arts when that kind of thing happens because we can't ever lose that.
No.
Yeah.
Very true.
So tell us about film. Like, what is it like when you're doing a film as opposed to a theater production?
With film, because you have those moments where you can, well, you're going to have those moments where you're off camera and the director's giving you direction and he wants to do another take or he or she wants to do another take. I always try to take a moment to create another backstory for my character before every scene, every day that I shoot, because I feel like we as people, we're different every day. Like, we're chameleons. We adapt to different things we see.
Very true.
Different people we interact. So that person's not going to be the same through the whole movie. There's something that they're going to pick up that the audience might catch, like, why is he scratching his head that way? Like, you weren't doing that before. So
it's super true, though, because I've done theater. I did theater before I did film, and it's a huge difference because with theater, there's kind of, it's not really pros and cons, but there's, like, positive, like, negative almost, because, like, in theater, I loved, like you said, like, the arch of, like, the 2 hours where you get to, like, consistently, like, go through the emotions with that character without having to break it up. Like, in film, you're doing different scenes, you're kind of breaking up. You can totally still get into your character in film, but just with theater, it's cool because you really become that character for the audience to see, and it's like a transformation. And for me, like, that was a struggle when I went to film, because in theater, it's not like it's easier. It's just you're doing it consistently for 2 hours straight.
Right.
Where in film, that was my struggle, was when stuff gets broken up. Sorry. When stuff gets broken up, you have to get back in.
Right.
And get back in to character.
It's such two completely different animals. And
it really is.
A totally different energy.
It is.
And it's different approaches for both art forms.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Completely different.
And it's great that you appreciate both of those. Like,
I
you're
love
not
them
somebody
both.
that says, oh, don't do theater. Because, we know people that have that kind of mentality. And it's the core. It's like, I think the ballet is the core of dancing. Any type of dancing. I think that any type of visual art, the core of that is drawing. And whether you are a good drawer or not, you can still do sculpture work and stuff. But I think that's the core of that. And I feel like sometimes with theater, that's the core of acting, because you learn all of that process.
Well, to me, theater
and you can
theater's
adapt
like the classical training for
Yeah.
acting
Right.
almost.
Right.
Because, I mean, you look at a lot of these really big British actors right now and actresses, they all
Classically
come from
trained.
some sort of theater background or did
So many
the
film
plays
people
and the Shakespeare
have done
and all
theater.
that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
a lot of
absolutely.
them have come from that.
So are we looking for questions now, or
Question corner.
Oh, it's question corner. Sam, you don't
question
have
It's about
corner
that
with
time.
Alex.
It's
Question
about
corner.
that time.
Pressure.
We never know. We're all under pressure with question corner.
Okay, I mean, we've kind of talked about this, but we can branch off it again. What are some of the biggest differences, struggles of transitioning going to film to theater and vice versa? That is from Becky from Dayton.
Becky!
Becky.
The biggest struggle for me when I transitioned into film was, and this, I know a lot of ladies may deal with this, was my image. I struggled with my image because when I auditioned, I would hear things like, well, you're kind of bigger for the role that we're looking for.
You are bigger?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I always worked out, but it just seemed like it just
But
didn't
you're
make
so
sense.
tiny. That's just, like, crazy to me.
Things like that, or it's a lot of personal things. I've auditioned
Yeah.
for, like, in swimwear. Like, that's a little bit awkward. That's something you have to get used to, I guess. But that was a big struggle for me to just, I'm so vulnerable already when I'm auditioning.
Right.
And now you're taking something and asking me to change something I really cannot change.
Right.
Or like you hear comments like, oh, well, she's not pretty enough for this character. Or we need classic good looks. So things like that I struggle with, but I'm getting really thick skin.
Good.
You
So,
have to. You have to.
You
Not
absolutely-
let that bother you.
even more as a woman.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, for sure.
Oh, right. And it's funny, too, because you get to a certain point in your life when I think women, especially, I don't know so much for men, I can't speak on for men, but you get to a certain age, and it's great. I mean, I used to hate, when I lived in LA, I used to get these auditions for these, like, ingenue type roles and stuff. I got, like, auditions for a soap opera when I was living on the East Coast, and so I'm like, I'm not that cute kind of girl. I'm like a character. I'm somebody that should have a tooth missing. And do you know what I mean? No, I'm just saying I was named after a cartoon character. That is who I am. I need to have like character people to audition for, but I couldn't get that. But I wasn't really that pretty person, that beautiful person, that I'm a comical person.
Yeah.
But I just had enough that would get me in the door, but it was never enough that would get me past
the job.
that. Do you know what I mean? It's
I know what
like
you're saying.
that kind of thing. So something that's wonderful is when you get older, you don't have to, if you're like this, you don't have to worry about it. You can do more fun kind of characters.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that you would say that. Yeah.
One of my biggest struggles, my theater is not plays. I was musicals. So music has always been a really big part of me. So like when I would sing, I could like very easily get into character and feel the emotion with acting, unless you're doing like one of those movies where it's like a musical movie, that they've been doing a lot of those lately. So that was a big struggle for me, is trying to really tap into that emotion without singing, because I can't sing in my acting. And also, I mean, she knows this too, because I take her classes. When you're on stage, you have to be very exaggerated.
Yeah.
When you're on film, like the slightest little eye
Eyebrow.
twitch.
I love that eye twitch. That was a good one.
I really did it. But on stage you have to be super exaggerated, because you're trying to get it to everybody, where on film, like the camera's right there, so you don't need to do so much, so you have to dial it down.
Yeah.
So
Let's do one more question.
one more? Okay. Julie from Jacksonville, Florida.
Wow.
Julie from Jacksonville.
Julie from Jacksonville. We kind of talked about this too. We kind of already covered a lot of these questions.
Yeah.
Do you think people should experience theater before they act in film, and vice versa?
Yes.
Definitely.
And vice versa? Yes.
Hey, this is it.
And that's it. We covered
Whatever
it.
hits the fan first, ride it.
Yeah.
I think if you get film work, jump on it. If you get a part in a theater production or musical comedy or something like that, get on it. But man, don't deny the other stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Anybody else? I talk.
I mean,
a lot.
from doing,
It's because you're holding the mic. That's doing it.
I don't know what it is.
it's like you like
Sam.
emceeing the episode. I think for me, like doing both, it's helped me. Since I've been acting, I've not gone back to theater. I just haven't really had the opportunity to do it yet. I never did plays. I always did musicals, and those don't come around as often community-wise.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think being in theater's helped me have some sort of understanding of like character development to that sense. So I think it's you don't have to. I mean, there's plenty of actors who have probably never done theater.
You don't have to, but I think you should. It's a good idea,
It's like-
because it's part of doing the work.
Yeah, and to
my
me, it's
opinion.
like a cook. Like, can be really good at like Italian food.
Yeah.
But they should learn how to cook
Everything. Yeah.
So that way you got like your tool belt.
Yeah.
I would say that for me, if I had to give a recommendation, I would say start with theater, because being a stage actor really builds your stamina to withstand all things acting,
Definitely.
commercial work, film work, just all of it. It really builds your passion, because it's a non-stop dedication. You rehearse for 2-3 weeks, sometimes 2-3 months to have a performance. Sometimes you get 2 performances, sometimes you get a month's worth of performances. So it really builds you up for the big hurrah. And I think everybody needs that finish line moment.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I love how you put that. That finish line
Well,
moment.
it's like
It
you're
feels
really part,
good.
because not every actor is necessarily part of pre-production. in their film.
Yeah.
So in theater, you kind of witness the really from beginning, and then they start building the set as you're kind of rehearsing, and then you have your dress. So you're really part of the beginning to end.
The entire production.
So it's
I'm actually in a play now.
Yes.
Woo.
I know. I have to tell you about it. I'm pretty excited. I haven't done a play for a long time. I'm nervous about learning lines, remembering lines, but I forgot about what you're talking about, the pre-production, and you are a part of that, and the blocking and having these.
It's also fun.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and being like so often I've done films as other people have, where you go and you learn your lines, you get everything, you go on set, and you just are meeting that actor or actress you're playing opposite of for the first time, and you're boom, go at it. Now we are all building our characters together, so it's a lot different. It's interesting, different approach to everything. So.
Alex, where can people find us?
People can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Neapolitan 3. Spell out the 3, not the number 3. And our website is NeapolitanTrifectaPodcast.com, where you can submit your questions.
Tell us you love
love
us.
letters. No hate mail.
Tell Nancy to sing more.
Or not sing more.
I haven't been singing at all.
Exactly.
No,
Tell Nancy to sing more.
We've got the new forum up, so you can talk to other people and do new topics and all that stuff. So the website's great, so check it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in October, we'll be at Imaginarium.
Yes, she got it. Yeah.
October 7th, 8th, and 9th. We'll be doing the podcast live there. We'll be interviewing people left and right. Oh, yeah. Come to Imaginarium. October 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Beautiful voice.
We're gonna sing and play. We'll talk all day, 'cause that is what we do best. Hey, a big shout out to Sam.
Yes.
We love Sam Russell, and we're so glad she was able to spend some time with us here at the podcast.
You got some sound from the sound guy,
Yeah, you got to
Sam.
clap from
You
the
gotta
sound
clap
guy.
from the
He's
sound
usually
guy.
silent.
He never talks, but he'll clap his hands. Anyway, Sam, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great, wishing you great success in everything you do. You're fantastic. I think you're beautiful. Anyway, and I hope that someday soon we will get to work on a project together, because you're amazing.
Yes,
be
thank
fun.
you, ladies, for having me.
You know what? I'm writing stuff.
I know.
So you might
I know.
be in it.
Yeah.
And the thing that's cool is, man, I'm not auditioning you, because I know what you can do.
Thank you. Every actor wants to hear that.
Right, exactly. Anyway, everybody take care. Thank you again, Sam.
Got a shout out to our sponsors real quick.
Oh my God, go ahead, Lana.
Shut up, Nancy.
Derek Cadzow at DerekCadzow.com. He built our website for us, and he's fantastic. Check out Derek if you need a website. 5 Elements Pottery on Etsy. Spell it out, 5 Elements Pottery. Check out all the designs that Winter creates and go buy some stuff from her. She's awesome. Starwind Vacations if you want to go somewhere tropical, warm, fun, other than Ohio or the Midwest.
Tropical and fun here.
StarwindVacations.net. They will hook you up. Piebird on Facebook. Just type in Piebird and look them up. They make savory pies and fruit pies, and we really need her to deliver some here very soon. And then
Key lime.
there you go. And then CP Designs, we will be wearing some of her jewelry on the show.
All
So
right,
shout
everybody.
out to our sponsors.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you again, Sam. Bye everybody.